All right. Um, Bear with me just a moment here. I just wanted to make sure everything is working fine. Okay, looks like the volume should be working fine now. So anyway, I want to start off by saying Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off and give all praises to Yahweh and to his son Yahweh Shai, Yahweh, which is the name of who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai, which is the name of the only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Um, this is just going to be a little open topic here. Okay, I'm going to probably go for maybe an hour, 2 hours, maybe. Depends on who comes on. Amen to God. Fresh link in the chat. And I do want to say I was going to join the Sakari stream, but I just decided to not join them tonight, just so I could do my own little panel. But I was just thinking about them, but I did just get back from the convenience store. So, I was out for 2 hours, running my little errands I had to do. So as I promised, I'm back again, for the last stream of the evening. And again, this is an open topic, right? Any subject of debate can come up. This is an open panel. I do want to say, here for a moment, hey, mighty God, what's up?
Hey, ETT, good evening, man. What's up, dude?
Yeah, I do want to say I was about to do the debate with or our discussion with Good Servant. I just contacted him 10 minutes ago, but he said that he wanted to do it with me. About to start the discussion with him, but he said that he had a long day with I believe he said surgery or something. He had to do an appointment, so he's exhausted. So we decided to move that to a later date. So we were going to do it right now, but hey, it is what it is.
Maybe he's getting a brain transplant. I don't know. The Deacons live stream is good, actually, man. Yeah, I'm gonna sub to their page. I wasn't for a while.
Yeah, man. As I said, man, I was going to join them, but I decided to just do my own panel for tonight. I think that's a better option for me right now.
Yeah, they have like kind of trolls that come by there too, like, so that this guy that's on right now is just talking complete nonsense. He's talking about the Most High delivering the Israelites, not Christ or Yahushua, the Most High. And it's just like, you don't know whether to laugh or like, and the guy's like serious, dude. Like he's going in like the ancient language and stuff. It's, oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah. Hey, don't get me wrong, man. I do watch every We Want Smoke they've done. I've watched every single one of them. So I find those to be very entertaining. So I'm most certainly going to give it a watch in my free time.
Yeah, he knows quite a bit. I think that it's worth it. It's very academic. It's a lot better than some of the other debates that happen. So
yeah, man. I see Ridge Nibbler is going to join us in about 15 to 20 else watching. As I said, there's a fresh link in the chat. This is an open mic. Anybody can come on here. Hey, Sacramento. Hey, look, man, you want to join us, man? There's a fresh link in the chat. You're welcome to to come on here with us, man. And my God, hey, look, man, I'm all ready for this. I have my damn, I just got myself a damn Domino's pizza here, and I got myself 2 Red Bulls.
Jeez. Oh my God.
Hey. I mean, hell, man, I might get type 3 diabetes by the end of this trip.
Wash it all down with a couple of moon pies, dude. You might be raptured this evening.
Yeah, man. I
you know what we should do, by the way? If like, let's say we do make like a bit of a regular show because we have a good balance, we should do our own sort of We Want Smoke, because all of us disagree. You know what I mean? So it'd actually be a bit better because it's Sakari. They all kind of agree on the same thing. You know what I mean? But here we have let's say Ridge does it. You, me, Sacramento. We don't agree on everything, so it might be interesting.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea, man. We will have to come up with a name for it, just so they don't, come after us and say, well, you guys stole our name. So we'll have to call it I Want Smoke or something.
Yeah, I'll think of something, man. I mean, we got we got one of the best lyricists really in human history, so we'll figure something out, wordplay wise.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Let me just read the chat real quick. Sacramento came in and said, "I'm going to come up soon, but I'm on the toilet right now." So, oh, he said, "Now I'm making more moon pies for y'all, my friend." Hey, Sacramento, we'll leave a seat open for you, man. All right, we'll put a fresh link in the chat for you. And he said, "My name is Jay." Well, you know, I'm not good at remembering names, but if I remember, I'll call you Jay or I'll call you Sacramento. Depends on my memory. Anyway, Mina God, I'll throw the mic back to you. Oh, okay, we lost Mina God for a second. Yeah, his connection wasn't, may I say, the best because he cut off two or three times there. So, Lord willing, he comes back. I believe we got him. Okay, we got him. All right, there you go. You're back.
sorry about that, ETT. I just opened up my my YouTube app and it canceled this stream, but I won't
Oh,
do that.
that's cool. I
Yeah.
understand. But yeah, we got Sacramento will be here in probably 20 minutes, and so will Ridge Napper. So hey, we'll have a full house, you know. And I entitled the video, you know, Flat Earth, you know, NASA, and you know other topics like that. Because you know
Yeah.
we're gonna have a little bit of fun tonight. You know, we're gonna discuss, you know, all of these topics, man. But I was just watching earlier, you know, the whole, you know, this whole new thing about, you know, what was it? The Amazon founder, what is it, Jeff Bezos, and this other cat, which I don't remember the guy's name, but the two billionaires, they were
Yeah.
trying to race each other to see who's the first to space. What is your whole thoughts on that?
Well, I think it's Bible prophecy. You know, I can bring out the verse. I believe it's in Obadiah. I've done a lesson on that recently, so I can get that if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, 1 second. You can talk while I pull it up.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just gonna open my first Red Bull real quick. So, oh, there we go. As I said, man, I'll tell you, man. You know, I'm gonna have damn type 3 diabetes by the end of the stream here, and I'm not even being sarcastic at this point.
Yeah, how many of those do you drink a day, man?
We'll say an unhealthy amount.
Uh, let's see. So,
Are you talking, man? Because I can't hear you.
yeah, sorry, I'm just looking for the verse, but I found it. I'm reading
Oh,
out of
okay.
Obadiah. Obadiah 1:4. Thou, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, which is a clue, which gives us a clue as to what nation is being referred to here. And though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence I will bring thee down, saith the Lord. So I believe you probably would agree. I think this is the time, you know, when they do all this exploration, whether it's
Right,
CGI
right.
or not. It honestly doesn't
Right.
matter.
I do want to put something out there because I do believe that they do have you know, maybe a station up there because going back to the scriptures, it does speak about them putting their nest among the stars. So I do believe that they might have something up there, you know, up high up there, whether it be on weather balloons or whatnot. That's not for me to know. But in my opinion, I do believe they have something up there, whether it be a station or, you know, whatever it might be, you know, pertaining to the you know, the verse you just read. But you know, the whole ISS or whatever, which we can talk about that, man, because I was watching some of you know, Russian videos, and you know, I've been following that guy for a long time, probably a good 5 6 years.
Yeah.
But I was watching some of his videos he was doing about the you know, the ISS, and you know, they were dropping things on it. Did you see that video?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, with the yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, you know, I think this is in line with what we were talking about prior, you know, the earlier stream is that what they show us is 99% not true. But yeah, that doesn't preclude the fact that they may have something something else. You know, I suspect I suspect the real ones are more advanced than what they show us. You know what I mean? So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they have something possibly even rotating in the atmosphere. You know, that you can call it the
Right.
ISS or whatever. I would think that would be weird if we didn't have that. Kind of based on what you said last time too. It's like how much, like, you know, it's not that hard. Like they should know those kind of things, you know, to do that. So yeah, I think the stuff that Russian Bit shows us, Yeah, a lot of it that is fake, but that doesn't mean that there's not other real things potentially out there. So I leave that open. I can't prove that.
Man, that's always a yeah, yeah, man. I agree with you. I agree with you. You know, some things. Say for an example, you know, I can't say it. You know, in Antarctica, there's the barrier of the world over there. Hell, because I've never been there before. But I do believe that though, from what I've heard, revolving the subject. But I myself was never there to see it. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
one of those things we got to take upon faith. You know what I'm saying? Because the word faith means a belief in something that cannot be seen. And that's even what is that? That's when it went into Romans, the first chapter. It speaks about the invisible things of the Most High. But anyway, I just wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts on Larkin Rose? Have you looked into him yet?
No, I downloaded that ebook a while ago, but like summarize the book, because I think I sort of would get what it is, but unless I'm not understanding what the thesis of the book is. What is it? The dangerous
Yeah, it's
super system.
basically it's basically about the how the belief in authority, right? The belief in government is actually a destructive a destructive belief. And as I said, man, if you want to listen to the audiobook, they have it on YouTube. Somebody uploaded the audiobook on YouTube, man. So if I advise you to listen to that book, man, because I've read it once and I've listened to the audiobook twice. So that's a very good book, man. Even if you might not agree with it because he believes in the globe earth, and he said that in the book, but that doesn't mean that the information is incorrect. Some of these guys who believe different things can give good information regarding certain subjects of belief.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I'm gonna go through the Apocrypha, and then I'll be open after that. I don't think there's much for me to do beyond that, so that would probably be a good one to check out. But I'll read Romans quickly that you referenced, ETT, for the viewers. Romans 1:20, for the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse.
Hey, we got Ridge in the house. How you doing, Ridge?
What's up, man? If I have to leave for a little bit, that's because I'm gonna have to go back from the store. But I'm outside right now, so I can talk for a little bit.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool. So what's going on with you, man?
Not much, man. I've heard y'all talking for a little bit. You talking about Larkin Rose?
Yeah, yeah. Well, do you have any thoughts on him? You know who that is?
I'm pretty sure isn't that the person that wrote the Teenage Myth or whatever?
No, no, that's you're talking about that guy who wrote that book, Teen 2.0. That was a man named Robert Epstein. But I'm talking about Larkin Rose, and he wrote multiple books, but the famous book he wrote was The Most Dangerous Superstition.
Uh, is that about like assuming the government has authority over us?
Yeah, yeah, it's basically about the myth of authority, man. Which, hey, you gotta, hey, look, man, I know you're into your history and that stuff, man. You gotta give that book a read, man, or at least a listen. That book's a
Yeah.
life-changing book right there, man. So, hey, make sure you put that in your checklist, so to speak.
Yeah, man. We're just indoctrinated since freaking preschool. To just blindly obey adults no matter what, and you just start listening to that, and you know it's crazy how people are taught that you know that's how the programming starts, how the indoctrination starts is in school, to teach you to obey authority no matter what, and then you get older and then you like obey the government no matter what.
Right, right. I hear you, man. My God, what you want to chime in?
I'll read the book before I comment on it, but I guess I guess does he have not to give it away for people who want to read it, but does he have a solution to that, or is he just kind of leading us to question
Oh,
authority figures?
he actually in the book there's as I said, man, if you read the whole book, he does give examples on what we can do to change it. Um, at the end of the book, which if I look at it later because they have the physical copy, I can
Yeah,
probably tell you what the chapter is about. But basically goes into what we can do to do away with it. He's kind of like an anarchist. Have you ever heard of that word
yeah,
before?
I have. Yeah, from the Dollar Vigilante. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. It's As I said, man, very, very good, Rita. It's most certainly a life-changing book. Even though, there's certain statements he made, like he believes in a globe Earth, so he's wrong on that. But hey, with that being said, there's other good information, that's presented in there. Let me just hit the comments real quick. Cindy, we got Cindy in here with us. She said, listening, but too much pain to chat. Right. I believe I don't know, she might be, something might have happened with her because I had her on earlier, which, you know what, she brought up a topic I wanted to address real quick.
Hmm.
She said that Babylon the Great is the world system. Mine of God, you got anything to say on that?
Oh no! What? How did she support that claim? That's bad. That's
Um,
bad.
since she's in the chat, I'll ask her, Cindy, if there's any scriptures you can present to support that statement, we'll address those. So I ask you to please, give us some reasoning, behind that while you're here, because I don't want to misrepresent your stance on it.
Yeah.
But going by what she said earlier, she just said that Babylon the Great is the world system.
Well, the part that I think you and I would agree on is that spiritually, Babylon is the world. Yes, because all the nations have drunk the wine, for their philosophy. So that I'll agree. And then ultimately the world will experience the judgment of Babylon. But I don't know if that's what she's saying. I suspect not. So, but
Right.
yeah,
She's saying that. Yeah, she's saying that Babylon the Great is the entire world system on its own, and I addressed it and said that Babylon the Great is America, but the other nations have drunk of the wine, which is the philosophy of her fornication. So right, so the other nations are going to receive judgment, but as far as Babylon the Great, that's only one place, which is America. When you read the scriptures.
I'll read that
Um,
verse, ETT, just to support you. Revelation 18:3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. So that actually kind of shows that it has to be a specific place because it has influence over the other things. So it'd be weird if it was talking about all the kings being indoctrinated by all the kings, right? That would just be weird if you read that. So.
right. Yeah,
It,
yeah, man. Reg, you got anything you want to chime in on?
I just think, like, I mean, at this point, I think Babylon is America, but like, I definitely don't think that it's a salvation issue.
I would be less picky about that one than the flat Earth and the hell for sure. So that's why, Ridge, we need you to be a flat earther ASAP. Like I'm talking, like you have a week maybe at most. So what do
Yeah,
you
you
need
cut
for
out a
us to?
little bit. Okay.
Yeah, what do you need for us to tell you about the flat Earth? I mean, we got Biggie here. I'm Nas.
I mean, like I've seen some of Russian vid stuff, but I just never really bothered to look into it much.
Yeah. ETT, was she sort of like intense about that, or was she trying to learn? Maybe it could be different.
I believe what happened, because it was in the stream I did earlier before you guys showed up.
Yeah.
I believe I made a statement in the video, and then she commented and was saying something else. I have her here on the chat with us, but she's not putting up anything.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
she didn't
fine.
hear me say
That's
it,
fine.
so I'll say it again. Cindy, if you're hearing me, as I said, just put up a couple, scriptures or reasonings, why you believe that, and then we will address that. But hey, if, since you're still watching, just put that up for us, and we'll address that. Because hell, you could be right, but how could we know? Unless you put that up for us. You know what I'm saying?
It would make the Bible interpretation very confusing because then Egypt would be ambiguous, and then spiritually Sodom would also be ambiguous. So Revelation 11 interpretation would get muddied, and then even Deuteronomy 28:68 would get muddied a little bit. So it's a very important aspect of understanding the Bible narrative is Mystery Babylon.
Right. Let's see. Yeah, because when you go to what is that, Revelation 11:8, right? It speaks about that great city, which is spiritually Sodom and Egypt, right?
Yeah,
So the point there, what I'm going to that is it says that city. So how could it be a world system if it refers to Babylon as a city, as a physical place?
exactly. Exactly. I don't know what's the second best option you've ever heard, ETT? Is it that interpretation, or like, I know that that it's America, but like what's the next one that you've heard that's reasonable?
Oh, I would say, from what I've heard, the second best guess I would give would be saying it's Jerusalem, and the reason why is
Mhm.
because they can go to certain verses that speak about Jerusalem now that kills the prophets, and then they can show the same warning when it speaks about Babylon. So I
Yeah.
would say, which we know it's America, but if I was to give a second best pick, I would have to go with the guy saying that it's Jerusalem.
Yeah. Yeah, and then
At this point,
Mhm.
I think about every country has killed prophets and martyrs before.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's not the verse that makes it America, because that's a great point. I mean, yeah, you could pick a different geography and then a different time in history, and that would hold. So, for sure.
Right, right. And I was thinking about doing a video on Revelation, the 16th chapter. My God, do you want to go into that chapter while we got a little bit of time?
Oh, I didn't know that you guys could talk about that, man. That's one of my favorite ones, man. 11 and 16, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Did you see the
Yeah,
video that I posted on the monkeypox this morning?
yeah, I saw that and I commented on that.
I think that might be the way they do it. So again, I don't want to
Yeah,
say
yeah,
anything.
man. As I said, yeah, yeah, we'll just of course refer to it as the thing just for
Yes.
our safety
Yes.
in here.
Yeah. But it doesn't even actually relate to the thing. Actually, we don't know how the Most High is going to do everything detailed, but you never know. If that's the thing. Because the interesting thing I saw in that video is that stuff only arrives when your immune system's weak, and so you become more susceptible to those sores. So you never know. Ultimately, you and I'm sure Ridge knows this too. Like, when these plagues come upon the earth, the Most High is behind it. So if it is or as it isn't, God's doing it. But you never know. That could be the thing that sort of kicks it off, so to speak.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
like
man. Go ahead, Rich.
uh, I have to be really careful what I say, but like, you know, I don't think like when everybody gets this, it's not gonna kill everybody. Like, I think they put different stuff in different ones. Like, when you see politicians on TV getting that, it's probably just saline or some other
Agreed.
kind of,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
I agree.
But
Oh, I
when normal
seen
people get it,
just not to sorry to cut you off, man, but I just
yeah.
wanted to put this out there. I seen a clip online where they were giving this thing to one of the higher ups of the society, and if you look close, if you zoom in on it, you can see the syringe or the thing was empty. It was completely empty. There was nothing in it.
That's crazy.
So it's just, oh, I have somebody in the back chat. Let me see. Um, oh, he might come back in. Two-letter J joined, but then he dropped out. So two-letter J, just click that link again, and then I'll bring you on here with us. But anyway,
Yo,
Ridge, continue with your statement. Go ahead.
well, I was gonna say
So
I
yeah,
agree with you guys, man. There's no way the elite
yeah.
are taking the thing, man. Sorry, go ahead, Rich.
Yeah, and that's also the thing. I don't think every normal person that gets it is taking a bunch of mercury and all. I think some normal people are honestly just getting a saline dose, because if everybody got a poison at the same time, then yeah, everybody's gonna pick up on it really fast. So
Yeah,
I'd say
agreed.
only a certain percentage of people is actually getting, that, and so
That's probably true. I think you're right, because if the thing were really laced with what they say, then yeah, it would cause a bigger problem than the original
yeah.
problem. So I wouldn't be surprised, dude. That still ultimately for religious people, I mean, we're not to get anything pierced, in our
Yeah,
skin. So
and some of them maybe some of them might make you sick, later. Like, we don't know the side effects of some of these months, or years later. So,
yeah,
but as far as that verse, I don't think like tattoos are a sin or anything like that. But
Whoa, wait, hold on. We might have to talk about that in a minute. So you're saying that it's okay for us to get a tattoo?
yeah, I'm not looking to argue about it, but I was just saying, but yeah, when it comes to that thing, I love how, like, people say in the Bible that, you're supposed to, trust doctors all the time or whatever, but it's like, what if these doctors are working for a country like America? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah. I just wanted to say this, man. The way I view it. Hey, look, we got good servant in the chat. Hey, good servant, if you want to come on, my man, hey, click that link, right? That fresh link in the chat. Inside joke. But I was gonna say, man, hey, hell, I'll say this. My prediction, the way I'm looking at this, man, going,
Here, wait.
looking at
Let
what's
me
going
do
on.
the drum roll, man. You're about to make a prediction. Okay, let's hear it.
Yeah. I would say within the next 6 months,
Yeah,
6 months to 12 months would be 6 months to a year. If without this thing, you're not going to be able to enter into a establishment
I
such as a
agree.
store
hey guys, I'm,
or
I'm gonna have to go and I'll be
or
back
anything.
in a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead, Rich. But yeah, man, that's how I view it. Let's see. Let me hit the comments real quick. Good servant said, "Have a good stream. I'm exhausted." Hey, man, as I said, if you want to jump on, you're free, man. Um, looks like we got Two Letter J. What's going on, Two Letter J?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yeah, does this sound all right? I had to get another
Yeah,
headset.
you're good. You're good, man.
Yeah, it's good quality.
All right, cool. What's up, guys?
We're just chilling, man.
Nothing much, man. We're just chillaxing. Side joke.
Yeah, I can see that.
We have
This mic
probably
sounds all right? I got a couple other ones.
yeah, it's not
Yeah, you
raspy or
sound
anything.
good.
It's good.
All right, cool. So what's good?
What I love ETT and STM about Sakari, before anybody comes on, he's like, "Do you have a question or do you have smoke?" I just love when they say that, dude. It's just funny, man. So people,
Hey,
cause
hey,
like,
look, man. I wanted to join on there, and I would mop the floor with my boys, D Coon and his sidekick Facade.
I was gonna ask him about the thing, man, but I was too lazy, man. I was just like, I don't even have the energy, man, because I don't even know if they'll even talk about it. But I don't know. Do you know what they're teaching on that is? Are they still microchippers or?
Yeah. From what I know, that's still what they're
Got it.
holding to. But hey, we're all gonna find out very soon, man. And that's the thing. We're all gonna see, man.
Yeah,
All right.
your
Hey, look
prediction's
in
right.
the
6 months
words.
to a year for sure. I agree, without a doubt, if not sooner.
Hey,
Yes.
look, man. And I'm gonna say it again. I said it 100 times, but it has to be said again. In the words of Rudy McNutt before he took his own life, his last words were, "Hey guys, this is it." Right? Say, "Hey, look, this truly is it."
Yeah.
Right? There ain't no time to play games anymore. You guys out there, man, and I'm not saying this against any of you brothers, but anybody out there, who claims to be in the truth
Yeah.
that is not taking this thing seriously, man, they better check themselves because we're in some serious times right now.
You'd agree with this, ET. It's either now or never, right? Either the Bible's true and the Word of God, or we're gonna figure it out, or it's just the government trolling the Bible. There's only two options at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, how long could the Lord really allow this to go on? I mean, right now, everything. If we look at the timeline in the scriptures, everything would make sense if it all happens right now or within the next 2 or 3 years. I can't
Agreed.
see anything going on past that. Then you got
Agreed.
guys out here talking about, well, Christ could return in 15 years. Then you brought up somebody that said that he might return in 1,000 years. So it just shows, man. You want to chime in on that one?
Well, I should have pinned the comment and not deleted it. I felt bad because it was so stupid, but I realize now I should sometimes save them and pin them and then laugh at them. But yeah, I mean, I deleted the comment.
I can't even believe somebody would even say something so irrational, something so illogical.
That's what I like about GMS is because they're the ones like you, like they're actually hastening the day. Like they want it to happen now. So some other groups are not like that. They're like, yeah, we'll build a little community, and like HOI, they do that kind of stuff. I'm like, really, dude? You're going to build a community here and do what?
Yeah, because those guys are looking to, continue themselves, here in this society. But hey, we're looking to hell with this place, right? To hell with America. We're looking for the Most High to establish His kingdom, right, and to bring this kingdom down out of power. But you see, a lot of our guys, man, that are out here supposedly in his truth. These guys are all westernized, Israelites. That's why when you bring up certain topics in the scriptures, such as, pertaining to the law, those guys are all westernized. Anyway, Sacramento, we'll let you throw a few words in.
About what?
I don't know, man. What's on your mind? What type of subject you want to bring out? Because hey, we can talk about any, subject matter on here. This is an open mic tonight.
All right. Heck, I don't even know. I just came on here to just listen to see what the topics were.
Okay, let me throw a topic at you. You agree, which I believe you do, because I believe I asked you this before, but let's talk about it. You agree America's Babylon, right?
In a way, but you people see Babylon, Mystery Babylon is what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mystery Babylon, for me, I think it's an entity, some kind of angel type being. I look towards like Revelation when it talks about the whore and she has a cup of abominations and her name's Mystery Babylon. I see where people get like it's a nation, or like some people say it's the Catholic Church or America or it's the world in general. I think of an entity. I don't think of an actual physical location or group. I think it's the devil.
Mind of God, you wanna hit first?
It's tough because there's aspects of that's true. Like it is a spiritual entity. It is a spiritual power that has a lot of power, but there's many verses that get us to understand that it's an actual place that will be destroyed and won't be inhabited.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that.
Hey, mind of God, go ahead and go to Revelation 18. Go ahead and let's read the verses that talk about the merchandise that's being sold here. I want to read that real quick, and then I'm going to ask two-letter a question. All right.
All right.
Okay. Revelation 18, 11. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and thyine wood and all manner of vessels of ivory and all manner of vessels of most precious wood and of brass and of iron and marble and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts. And beast, for people to understand, beasts represent military, because that's what's used to describe the UFOs, and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men. And so the souls of men you can also think of as a person's mind. So they're selling potentially even this conversation. They're learning and then advertising and then selling that information. So
right now, the reason why I had him go to that two-letter is because if it's not a literal city or a kingdom, well, how would you explain these verses that speak about the merchandise that is being sold at this place called Mystery Babylon?
That's a question for me.
Go ahead. Yeah, that's questions to you.
Well, I mean, yeah, I get that. I've read that before. But who's to say it can't be both? You ain't never heard of like a ruler. A ruler has a set of systems, government.
Let me just hit the comments real quick, and then the mine I got, I'll let you respond to that.
all right.
Orange Gorilla
But
33
I have more
commented
to it.
and said, yeah, but I'll let you talk in a minute, man.
Yeah, no
Orange
problem.
Gorilla 33 said, Flat Earth is very important, so you don't fall for the alien/UFO narrative, which we're going to have to sideway onto that. Hey,
Let's
my
talk about
friend,
that.
hold on, Orange Gorilla. Hey, man, click that link. I want to bring you on here, brother, for a civilized dialogue. All right, I want to talk about those, alien UFO, and we're going to talk about that. But first, I'll let two-letter J finish his statement, then I'll throw it back to Mind of God, and then we'll continue the conversation. Go ahead, two-letter.
Oh, okay. Sorry. What was I talking about again?
About the merchandise that's being
the
sold at Babylon.
merchandise being sold. Well, I mean, you ain't never noticed like how a ruler has a set of systems and how they would dictate how stuff would be sold or where it's sold. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it could be seen like that, but I have
But
my
Jay,
own
but Jay,
intuitive how I see it all.
but Jay, you
Because
wouldn't view us as there's a contradiction anywhere, right? You don't think that there's anything that we're missing to think that it's America.
well, I mean, you just don't see it how as I see it. You know what I mean? Like different interpretations can be misunderstood, or somebody can interpret something totally different, such as how I view it.
Yeah, fair
But
enough.
I've always looked towards. Have you ever heard of like the theory about how the devil is a woman?
No.
I've heard somebody say that before, but not a
Okay.
full theory.
Well, that's what I believe in, and that kind of ties to Mystery Babylon, the whore, and the Book of Revelations, and like the Catholic
Okay.
Church, how they have all the symbols of like the Mary and the
Can I?
cup.
Yeah. Sorry, man. I just wanted to ask you. Since you said you believe that, can you show me? Let's say one or two scriptures that you use to support that narrative.
Well, yeah, Mystery Babylon, like in Revelation.
Well,
Hold on, sorry, I'm
I'm talking
playing
about.
my
I'm
phone.
talking about. You said. I'm
Yeah,
saying
no,
that
I
you
know
said.
exactly what you're saying. Um, my thing is that when people ask me, I've always looked towards like the feminine terms describe like Lucifer. When it describes him as the most beautiful angel, he has all the jewels and everything. He has a very feminine role. You know what I mean? A light bearer.
Well, you know that the scriptures say that Christ is the light bearer, though, and you know that Lucifer
Yeah, exactly.
basically knows
But
it.
hold on. Let me push pause real quick. So what I believe in is exactly that, and there are some scriptures that describe a very feminine role and like terms when it describes the devil, Satan, Lucifer, whatever you want to call him or her. And that's what I usually go off of. I don't have it on me at hand what those verses are, but I know what I'm talking. What they are, but I just don't have them on hand. What else is there? So what I usually do is back then in the Middle Eastern times, Israel, women didn't really have that stance of power wise. So like if there was something feminine, but it can be turned to masculine, then that's what I think they did to the devil. They reversed the gender, if you get what I mean. And it's just when I look towards the religions, when I look towards, I don't know if you ever studied Gnosticism, some the Gnosis, what else? Catholics, most of the Middle Eastern religions, the pre-Arabic Islam, the two moon goddesses, stuff like that. There's always the feminine archetype. You know what I mean? There's always something feminine right there. And if you look towards the Canaanites, I think it was El had a wife Ashura, and then El was like a bastardized version of a Yahweh, which you would want to call Yahweh. And there's always the feminine feature, and I've always thought that would be the devil itself.
Brother, hey, brother, I just wanted to bring something up real quick. I hear what you're saying, but I just wanted to address these 2 points. Okay, this is
No
the
problem.
book of Matthew, chapter 25 and verse 41. It says, "Then shall he say also unto them that are on his left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil," and listen here, "and his angels." And I have another one here, Revelation 12 and verse 9. It says,
Hello? Hello?
I clearly provided 2 scriptures that say
Can you
that
read that
Satan
again? You
is.
cut out for a minute.
Yeah, EGT. We only got the first one with the devil and his angels. The rest you were off or muted.
Okay. Can you guys still hear me?
Now we can. Yep.
Excuse me.
Okay. Revelation chapter 12 and verse 9 says, "And the great dragon was cast out, the old serpent, which is called the devil, and Satan, which deceived the whole world, and he was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Now let's go back again and go to Matthew chapter 25, verse 41. It says, Then shall he say unto them on his left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. So two-letter J, how do you address that? Because those two scriptures refer to Satan as a male.
Yeah, that's exactly what I just brought up. I don't know if you understood what I said. Um, I believe that those originally may have been feminine terms, so her angels and etc. But due to the time being, the rabbis or the scholars who wrote it down may have changed the terminology for it. You know, there's different translations of scriptures. Some have different this and that, you know, different terminology, different translations for whatever, you know. So I always took that as the possibility.
Hey, okay, brother. Mind the guy. What are your thoughts on it?
I mean, I think that I think it's clear that it has to be a physical land because it talks about, you know, being inhabited, not being inhabited, and then, you know, purchasing all the goods and all that kind of stuff. Like, I'll be honest, like, I believe that America being Mystery Babylon is up to as obvious as the position on the flat stationary Earth. So there is a little bit of wiggle room, I guess, with Isaiah 40:22, but there is a little bit of wiggle room with Revelation 17 and 18, but not much, in my opinion.
Okay, I just wanted to jump in real quick, and Ridge, I'll give you a moment to talk as well. But first, I just wanted to read a comment here, and this will bring us into another field of conversation. I read it before, but I'll read it again. Orange Gorilla 33 said, "Flat Earth is very important, so you don't fall for the alien/UFO deception." So we'll go on to that, but Ridge, I'll let you talk for a minute first, but then we'll talk about that comment you just made.
Yeah, I want to say like I kind of agree with what 2 Liter J's saying because like when I hear about like the horror of Babylon and whatever, you know, that's obviously it can be a metaphor for Mystery Babylon and also like a metaphor for, you know, an actual
I do
woman.
got more
And,
stuff to say too.
yeah, and when I think about that, I think the queen, you know, there could be an evil queen that is the whore of Babylon, and you know that kind of has to do with the black nobility. You know, there's some really powerful women from the papal bloodlines that are said to, you know, still be running the world. So you know, it could have to do with that, or it could have to do with, you know, there's just so many different ways you can take stuff. You know.
All right. 2 Letter J, I'll let you go ahead and finish your statement you were making.
Gotcha. What was I talking about? Mystery Babylon. Okay. Let me push pause real quick. So, have any of you people ever heard of Aleister Crowley?
Yeah, we know who that is.
Okay. Do you know who Jack Parsons is? The rocket scientist of
No.
NASA? Okay. Well, he was a famous rocket scientist of NASA, big occultist like Crowley. Do you know who L. Ron Hubbard is?
No, I don't
Okay.
know
All right.
those guys.
All right. L. Ron Hubbard is the founder of Scientology. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, these three were out in the desert somewhere doing some kind of ritual nuke type testing and everything. I don't know the details too well. And they called this stuff they were doing, they called it Babylon working. All right. And it's not Babyylon, it's Babalon. I don't know why they changed the spelling of it, but it's pronounced Babylon. And they called it Babylon working. And when they were out doing this, something happened, like they lifted the veil or something, and something crossed over, and it was a feminine deity, and they titled that Babylon. So you can Google it yourself. It's on Wikipedia. It's not really that much talked about this and that. But Crowley has some books on it too, and talks about It's like the moon goddess or something in one of his books, and the moon child or something like that. But it was a feminine entity, and I always look towards that being the devil, the angel they lifted from the veil. They brought it to the other side. And I think this would kind of tie in. I don't know if you know what CERN is and the Hadron Collider and this and that may be a Stargate portal, and then it's replicating the Tower of Babylon and all that. I don't know if any of you heard of that. But that's one of the main reasons too why I believe the devil is a woman. Satan, Lucifer, Godriel, whatever you want to call her, him, basically that.
Okay. I will. I'll respect that. Of course, if you ask me, I'm going to say that Satan's a male, and the reason why, of course, is because I went to the precepts that use the word him. Now, if you want to say that they, that originally said her, but they twisted it. I mean, you can say that, but I mean, I would say that's superimposing it onto the text because we can't say that. Just like I could also say that Christ was a woman, and nobody would be able to say would be able to refute that because I could just say, well, you see, they changed it all to say him, but it's really a her. You know what I'm saying? So I would disagree on that, though? But it's cool. Go ahead.
Well, can I say one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Well, with the notion of Christ being a woman, like you said, I don't see that. There's people who've seen Christ. He's been listed down. Yeah, I don't know if you ever watched the documentary where the Romans had their whatever it was, like their files or something, and they had the Messiah, the Christ, and all the people who seen him, all the people who knew him, all the paintings that they have of him, he was a male. So with that being said, that notion could be thrown out the window.
Jay, I got a question for you. Do you accept reincarnation? Have you heard of that teaching in the Bible?
I do, yeah. And it's kind of a tough situation. I really don't know much about it, but I've always seen the Antichrist figure as a reincarnation somewhat of the wicked ruler Nimrod. So
the only reason
there may be a possibility.
The only reason I mention that is because reincarnation, it would happen on both God's left and right hand side. So let's say in historical time, when Christ is being tempted and all that, that's a male figure, that's there in the form of Satan. But,
right.
Over the generations, could Satan choose to go into a woman's body? I don't see how that may or may not be possible, I guess.
I mean, that's probably a possibility. I wouldn't say it wouldn't be.
Yeah. So I think, I'm not saying that that's in the Bible, but definitely I think we would agree God's left-hand side definitely has certain characteristics of, women, which not all women are obviously evil, but they're a big part of the evil in the world, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Hey, Ridge, do you have something you wanted to say, man? Because I think we cut you off when you were trying to talk.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, man. I just want to say, like I said, I get where Jay's coming from because, there's some really powerful, women, like I said, that, you can even look at Queen Elizabeth, and there's a bunch of weird stuff going on with her and, Jimmy Savile and Epstein and all that. But yeah, I mean, there's some very powerful women in, top positions that are probably involved in some not so good stuff, and like I said, when it comes to the, there's other women that's in the black nobility. That's like papal bloodlines of the Illuminati, I mean, it's crazy how powerful some of these people are, so yeah, man, there's some very powerful women probably connected to the devil that the governments are, bowing down to behind the scenes,
Yeah, if men were truly in power, I don't think we could have an end times, or we couldn't have an end times the way that the Bible predicts it. We could still have one, but it would be maybe just everybody like kind of fighting and then, like territorial, like gang beef, so to speak. But it wouldn't be like the narrative we have now with the Thing. It would never work.
Our brother Orange Gorilla tried to join us, but he said that his computer didn't work or something. So I put the link back in there for him. Maybe you can try it again. But anyway, let's go into what he was talking about. He talked about
can I say one more thing?
Alien. Go ahead.
Can I say one more thing?
Yep.
Okay, so I want to also point to, in defense of two-liter J, I want to point to the Baphomet because, when it comes to the Illuminati, they literally pervert everything and make it upside down. So, the Baphomet is basically a devil that they worship, and it has female breast and the male uh, private parts. So, like everything's upside down when it comes to these people. So, yeah, the devil can appear as pretty much anything.
Rich, I got to ask you a question, man. Before you came on, I asked ETT what his second option for the Mystery Babylon was, and he said Israel or Jerusalem, which I would agree. That would be my quote second. Do you have a second pick to your view? Is America even compelling as an option, or is that like third, fourth, fifth, sixth?
Yeah, so I'm gonna still say the Vatican would be the second option, just because of all the blood of the saints and martyrs, and I believe that it was the Vatican for a while, but like I'm convinced it's America now because I just believe I've had the veil unlifted, and it's unbelievable once you have the veil unlifted and you see how family members, friends, and basically the whole world is worshiping Trump as a savior and everything. And I think that has to do with the Antichrist. But I'm not to get off topic. But yeah, that would be my second option. And if it wasn't for what I've seen about Trump and that revelation, I would probably still think that the Vatican is Babylon.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go on to that topic that our brother Orange brought up here. He was saying this thing about this UFO alien deception. My God, you want to jump on that first?
Well, I got a question for Orange. Why doesn't he put more numbers like 666 in his name, just so it's a little, more discreet? But sorry, I love that topic though. UFOs, yes, because that's happening, man. So I subscribe to UFO Institute. I believe that these so-called UFOs are, the chariots of the Most High, the mechanism for salvation for the elect, primarily. But yeah, I don't believe there's going to be a deception or anything like that. Project Bluebeam, I know it's interesting. I kind of read it a little bit after our last dialogue, but
yeah, because you see, these guys, a lot of these guys are of the belief that these UFOs are of a demonic, origin. That's what the Christianity, teaches regarding the UFOs. That those are, Satan and his angels in there, and they're gonna, make a fake alien, invasion. They're gonna come down here and be the saviors of the world and all that type of, craziness. Oh wait, I just want to say something real quick. We got brother Light in the Stark World in the comment section, other known as Luke. Hey, Luke, I want to get you on here, man. I've been trying to talk to you for a year now, man. I'm going to put a special link in the chat just for you. So, my God, go ahead and respond, and I'll put a link in here for Light in the Dark World.
Can I add something to that?
Let Mina God go first.
No, you can go ahead. Go ahead, STM.
Oh, no, go ahead, man. I meant after you anyway.
I was going to read a quick verse, Wisdom of Solomon 5:2. When they see it, all eyes will see him. Remember that. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for. So it is going to be unusual to the world. It's going to be very, very strange.
Jay, it's your turn.
Okay, all right. So you're talking about the chariots of the Most High and how Christians say that would be the devil and his angels.
Right.
But you're saying it's just strictly God's angels. You think of it being both ways, that they both could have chariots? I mean, you ever seen that as a possibility?
I don't see why the demonic ones could not have them. However, we know those on the left-hand side, they're under the authority of the Most High. So say for an example, because I know somebody might pull up, what is that, Revelation, I believe the 12th chapter, when it speaks about the war in heaven, that's really referring to the United States Army when it speaks about Satan and his angels, because Satan can also mean a man as well, like an actual man. It doesn't always mean the spiritual demon Satan. And the proof is that is if you go to Isaiah, the 14th chapter. Real quick, I want to talk to my brother Luke real quick, because I haven't talked to this brother in a good year. Okay, so I'm going to let him join. Let me talk with him real quick. Hey, Luke, can you hear us?
Hello, can you hear me?
Hey, Yeah. What's up, Luke? Hey, brother. I've been trying to call you for the longest time, man. But hey, it's I appreciate having you on here with us, man. So what's going on?
Oh, so you can actually hear me now? Okay, what's going on? Let's say, oh boy, a roller coaster. My life's been in a complete utter roller, as you probably noticed. Had my YouTube channel taken down again over a video that it's actually not it's actually not my video. It's a video that Corey Thielman made exposing the Hollywood pedophiles and the abusers. Yes, YouTube terminated the whole channel because of that video. Interesting.
Jeez. Like they didn't even
It's
give you a
just-
strike. They just removed the whole thing.
Yeah, removed it completely, and I posted it on Twitter. And I went on Twitter rant. Yeah. So, and anyone who knows me quite a while now, then I was told by Christians saying I'm doing it wrong. That I need to do what TVC Mara is doing to not get banned. It's just a complete joke, honestly.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Hey, this platform, it's all a damn joke, man. Right? It's all a facade. It's all a facade, inside joke. But hey, man, Luke, man, I'm so happy to have you on here with us, man. I've been trying to talk with you for almost a year now. We've been trying to, connect. We couldn't call on the phone because we're both in different countries. So
It's been like 2 or 3
that
years
didn't
since
work.
me and him talked.
Yeah. So anyway, man, we'll put the other topics aside for the moment. We'll focus on you, man. So yeah, any topics you want to bring to the table, Luke?
Oh, I'd like to mention about the COVID-19
Hey, brother, just
can't-
refer to it as the thing, okay? Just refer to it as the thing.
It's just the government BS, really. Oh, geez. I tell you what, inside you have to wear a face mask. Outside, you don't have to wear a face mask. Then don't stop people wearing a face mask.
Hey, Age, even that word can be a trigger word for YouTube. Okay.
Yeah. So Luke, I just want us to go over something with you real quick, Luke. Just for here on out, don't use that word on the stream because you'll get the video taken down. So just refer to it as the thing, just for future reference, okay?
Actually, what I'm going to... Okay. So, basically, so the latest I'm going to say C update is basically Sydney's in total, well, they've all locked up because of the D spreading I think you get what I mean, D spreading everywhere.
Yeah, we know. Yep.
Yeah.
So cool. I find it so, and in the beginning, 100 CAs a day. Apparently, I tell you what, this thing's, it's just a cough. That's all it is. It's just a cough. And I've been up to, the western side of the Great Dividing Range, and I've heard opinions over this V. I'm just going to reference, I think you know what I mean by V.
Yeah, we know.
And they said, all it is, it's just a cough. It's just a cough. And these people, they lived on the land, they farm on the land, and this guy's a native Australian, an Aboriginal, what you would call.
Hey, Luke, I wanted to ask you a question, man, because I see you made a statement, I want to say a month or two ago. So I was on the fence. I didn't know what you were necessarily saying on that. But you mentioned something about the flat Earth. You said you wanted to have a discussion on that. Can you remake that statement just so I can understand your stance on
it? When it comes to the talking about the flat Earth, I've been out western side of the Great Dividing Range. This is in my country, Australia, and you can see it's all flat. Everywhere you see is flat.
It's flat, baby.
It's flat. I tell you what, you come to my country, ETT, if you get money, actually, you can make money from Bitcoin, by the way. I actually got Bitcoin in cryptocurrencies. I love to talk about how to make money. Don't That's another discussion for another day. But I tell you what, if you come to my country, and my country is known for great wide open spaces, right? Flat everywhere, and you can just see it. And you got the Nullarbor Plains, which is in South Australia and Western Australia. And I tell you, I kid you not, there's a road that goes straight. And it's flat as far as the eye can see. And what's stopping you seeing further is the atmosphere pressure. Geez, I'm getting into science now. Now, I'm a bit on edge with the flat earth theory because I have been traveling, right? And I've been going up the Great Dividing Range and down the Great Dividing Range, and I think the earth's a ball, but you think saying that it's flat, mountains go up and around. Wait a minute. If I'm going up a mountain, that means I'm going up a mountain, means the earth's not a ball, it's completely flat because I'm on a flat plane. But then you got the ocean.
Well,
Right?
I mean, brother, as I said, I mean, the earth is flat, but of course there's mountains and stuff on that. So we're not counting those in. Of course, those things are on the earth. But as far as us saying the world is flat, we're saying that there's no measurable, curvature or what of that. So I just want to make sure all of us, get a chance to respond. So, mind of God, you got anything you want to chime in here, and then I'll throw it back to Luke.
Yeah, Luke, are you basically kind of saying that it's flat, or you've come to this revelation recently? Flat land.
It's flat in certain areas. Actually, my name's not Luke, by the way. It's actually, the Vigilant Soldier. I remember I did the first live stream with VTT, the Vigilant Soldier, and Ridge Nibbler.
Yeah.
And Rock Upon Him, and they all called me Timothy Boyce. But I prefer Luke because, you get all these trolls around here and they might find me, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
no, that's smart. That's smart.
Bloody trolls. Okay.
I wouldn't
Okay.
actually use your real name on YouTube. It's a bad idea for sure.
No.
Yeah, don't.
So now I believe it's yes, it's flat in certain places, but I also believe it's a globe too. By me saying that is because in my country we're very close to Antarctica and it's cold. But wait a minute. Yes, the reason why I'm saying it's a bit of a globe because I see the sun going down the horizon and up the horizon.
No, we can explain that. But Luke, you don't believe that the Earth moves, right?
You know what? Whether you believe the Earth is a ball and a flat, the thing I absolutely believe is that the Earth is hollow. I'm not saying hollow. I'm saying there's networks of caves and tunnels. Whether you believe the Earth's flat or round, there's, Hitler. Hitler believed the hollow Earth, right, and believed that the Earth was hollow, and because he went to Argentina to escape there. Then he went to Antarctica down a hole with 1 million of his men. There's a hole in Antarctica. It's not ozone layer hole. I mean, an actual hole. You go beneath it. I'm telling you, there's like rivers of lava, rivers of water. Out west, right? There's water that comes from the Earth's surface, and it's hot, very hot. It's like 100 degrees, and it cools down when it comes to the surface. Now, wait a minute. All these scientists say, "Oh, the Earth's filled with magma." It's not, because how come there's water coming from the Earth? Explain that. They say, there's this pools of water.
No, don't worry don't worry about the architecture or the core, okay? I'm just asking, do you believe that the Earth moves in any direction? Do you believe it's moving, spinning,
Yeah.
anything?
And real quick, I just want to put this out here. For all of us, just so we all can have a good dialogue back and forth, let's all of us have 1 minute to speak, and then just to keep it moving rather quickly here. So Luke, you know what, mind of God, I'll give you a minute to talk, then I'll throw it back to Luke. And then if Two Letter J and Ridge have anything to say on it, we'll let them chime in as well.
Just for people to understand, a lot of those debates, I was getting on those just to kill time, like we weren't really taking them too seriously because at some point I just realized like the building I live in a high rise, it doesn't move, right? So if this building does not move in any direction, then gravity fails, and you can ask anybody that, any scientist, it will not work. So then a corollary, which is a math term, means that it's flat. It has to be. So there's no other option. So you don't actually have to prove the flatness because you need instruments and measuring devices and so on, surveying, and then you have to take into account the atmosphere and all that. So if mentally, I'm not saying just people on the panel, but just people in the chat, once you realize that the Earth doesn't move, then it's flat, just automatically. That's all I got.
Luke, you can go ahead and respond, and then I'll let our two other friends go ahead and chime in.
Now, I myself have climbed mountains before, and there's a big mountain called Mount Capital, right? So it's 1,500 meters tall. I don't know what's that in feet, because us Aussies, we use meters instead of feet. I'm sorry to all those Americans out there. Your measurement system's quite... I don't like it. I really don't like your measurement systems.
We do everything backwards here in America. Just know that.
I prefer meters. Yeah, so as you go higher, it gets colder. Okay, you explain, why do you think as you go higher, it gets colder? Explain that, man of gold. Is it because if the Earth's flat or round, or it doesn't matter?
Well, I would argue that's probably not the case all the time. That's the thing, that when people mention stuff about the atmosphere and they say, oh, there's a gradient, there's a temperature gradient, there's a pressure gradient, that can't be true every single place in the whole Earth. There's no way. There might be general rules, fair enough, that will occur, but that the whole system is dynamic, right? You can't say that applies everywhere on Earth unless you explore every part on Earth and measure that everywhere on Earth. Are you saying that to support the globe or to support the flat Earth?
It doesn't really matter either way. But the thing that kind of intrigues me was the flat Earth theory. How come you go further north and it gets cold? How come you go further south and it gets cold? But in the equator, it's very tropical.
Wait, are you talking about up in elevation in atmosphere, or are you talking about along?
No, I'm talking about distance. I'm talking about the distance
away from the North Pole.
Equator. But wait a minute. Hang on a second. This sun and moon. Say the sun and the moon. Now explain eclipses. Why do you think eclipses occur?
Well, wait. Let's deal with the temperature thing first. Are you talking about a person moving along the Earth, or are you talking about up in the atmosphere when you mention that temperature thing? Things get colder.
Now, as you're moving towards the South Pole, it gets colder, and as you're moving towards the North Pole, it gets warmer from here. Then it gets colder once you get past the equator.
Okay. Yeah, so just know any temperature variations don't make sense on the ball Earth because you have a 93 million mile sun. So effectively everything that's touching the sun, that's seeing the sun, would be about the same temperature. The only way you can have those temperature variations is if the sun is local. So that doesn't prove that it's flat, but the sun cannot be 93 million miles away when you have temperature variations here in Houston and then it's very different 2 hours away. That would not work. You understand that? The sun cannot be 93 million miles away. That's just a fact. Okay. So you can't even have temperature variations. I'm talking about even 2 hours away, much less, miles and or kilometers, whatever you like to use. None of those things make sense. So yeah, fundamentally, the closer you are to the sun, which is doing a circuit above us, you're going to have, better temperatures. Like I'm in Houston, and then N-Times Teacher's in the Northeast. And so his distance to the sun, the heat source, is further, okay, based on the circuit that the sun makes. So the sun is closer to us, above us.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Good point.
But so that explains the temperature variations, but also they do bring that argument up. Ballers bring that argument up. Oh, why is the the pressure lower when you go higher and stuff? And it's like, Okay, that doesn't prove gravity. I'm not saying this to you, but that doesn't prove gravity. That just proves that we have a system, a dynamic system. And then the way that we ask that question back to them is that, how do you even have pressure in the first place if you don't have a container? So you can't. Like, we wouldn't even be able to breathe. The air would just go out into infinity, and then we'd all die if we were not covered by something. Like, I think the last comment ETT pinned was the firmament proves the flat Earth, and it's true, because the very air we breathe proves the flat Earth, because it's contained.
Ah, yes. But then you got these scientists saying about gravity. Oh, then they said that gravity is a weak force. It's
Yeah,
the weakest
gravity can still exist in a flat Earth. It's a force between two masses. So it doesn't mean that gravity only would work if it's a ball. You know, that's just there. Again, I'm not saying gravity is a real thing, but gravity fundamentally is a force between two masses. That's it.
According to science, the reason why the Earth's still a globe is because of the pressure. But yet again, I remember, you know those spinning things. You know those places and playgrounds where you spin, and you feel like you're gonna fall off.
Yep.
How can the Earth the ball when you're gonna fall off at a spinning thing? If the Earth was really a ball and spinning at like, what did they say, like thousands of kilometers per second or
Hey,
something like that?
hey guys, I just want to chime in real quick. Luke, I will let you continue your statement. I just wanted to read a comment real quick, and you can address this. I'll give you an extra minute to address it. Our brother Orange Gorilla 33 put up a comment and said, "If we are rotating around the sun at 67,000 miles per hour, why do we see the same stars since the dawn of man? Sun, moon, and stars are all local to tell time shifting of seasons and ages." Lucas, back to you.
Mm. Well, in the Aboriginal culture, they believe that the Earth's flat, and they believe all the stars are fixed. And they actually use the stars, especially in Polynesia. If you go out into the Pacific Islanders, I'm talking about cultures here. They use the stars as navigations. Now, the problem with the ball Earth thing, if we're rotating at such fast speeds, how are these Polynesians able to navigate the Pacific Ocean?
They can't. Well, the Earth can't move. Just the energy itself to make the Earth move would be astronomical. So the Earth, where would that energy come from? You would need, like, God would have to be on steroids, okay? Because he would have had to provide that.
It's like to all those globe people out there, you have to look at the cultures, like the Polynesians, you know what I mean? And even me, like if I'm lost out in the wilderness and I look at the stars, I can tell the North Star from the South Star. If the Earth was spinning, it'd be very hard for me to navigate, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It'd be obvious if the Earth was moving. You could prove it, I mean, in so many different ways. It'd be easy.
Mm.
Hey, mind of God, go ahead for me real quick. Let's get a couple skip G's. Go ahead and pull up Joshua chapter 10 and verse 12. And I
That's the
just said,
one.
brother Luke, hey man, I'm so happy you're on here with us, man, because I've been trying to, talk with you for, over a year now, man. So, hey, I'm happy you joined the stream, man, because, hey, the time that we're coming into now, man, we all need to, be talking and interacting with each other even more, in the times that we're in now.
Oh yes.
But anyway, mind of God, you can go ahead and read that, and then we'll go on this a little bit. I know we have our brother. We got Two Letter J here and Ridge. I will let them give their 2 cents, but I'm enjoying this little back and forth with mind of God and our brother Luke. So I want to go back and forth on this
Just
for a
for
little
the
bit
sake
because
of
this is a
background
very good
noise,
discussion.
if you're not speaking, can you mute? Because we hear, like,
Yeah,
in the
please.
Can everybody mute their mic?
All right, let me see. Is that? Okay. I think that might be.
It might be Luke, actually.
Oh damn! Let me bear with me a second.
Luke, can you mute your mic? Okay, that's good.
Okay, real quick, I just want to say, hey Luke, just because of the background noise, I had to put you on mute for a minute. So when you got that off, just unmute yourself, and then we'll bring you back on to talk. But anyway, mine God, go ahead and continue.
Yeah, Joshua 10:12-14. Then spake Joshua to the Lord in the day when the Lord delivered up the Amorites before the children of Israel. And he said in the sight of Israel, Sun, stand thou still upon Gibeon, and thou moon in the valley of Ajalon. And the sun stood still, and the moon stayed, until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is not this written in the book of Jasher? So the sun stood still in the midst of heaven, and hasted not to go down about a whole day. And there was no day like that before it or after it, that the Lord hearkened unto the voice of a man, for the Lord fought for Israel. So it's speaking explicitly here that the sun and moon go on a circuit.
Right. I think that's clear into the case, right there. And as I said, we love our brother, Luke Matt, even though we might not, agree on this, topic of discussion, and that's cool, right? I'm enjoying this little back and forth here.
Hey,
But my God, do you have any? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, man, I just want to say, like with the whole hollow earth theory, that's some very interesting stuff, like, people say there's different kinds of beings living under the hollow earth, and it's absolutely mind-blowing, how much stuff they can be hiding from us. And by the way, is Jay still on the call?
Yeah, I'm right here. What's up,
Yeah,
Rich?
he's still there.
What's up, man? Hey, do you still got our shared account?
I do actually. So I had to reset my phone because it got stuck in a boot loop. Like
Oh yeah,
it died, and then I tried turning it back on, and it just
yeah.
stayed on the logo. But luckily,
Well,
I have my emails written down, and I have the email to it written down with the password.
okay. When you access that account, can you delete one of the videos, the one about the Society of the Cincinnati? I'm gonna try to do a redo of it.
Yeah, actually, I think it has 2 strikes on it because I got notifications every time I would log on to it. It said a video has been removed, so I know one of them was one of the ones I posted.
Yeah. Well. Once you get back on there, just try to delete that video. Hopefully, the
Sure thing.
Michelle Obama one don't get taken down.
No, I think that should be fine. But can I add
Yeah.
some to that hollow Earth theory that they're talking about?
Yeah.
Is that is ETT still here?
Oh yeah, you're cool, man. Go ahead.
All right. It's not exactly hollow Earth, but have you seen Concave Christian Earther or whatever the hell his name is? Bald guy.
Hey, we know.
Yeah.
We know who that cat is. Mine God,
Okay.
we both know who that cat is.
I was on his live streams a couple of times, but he deletes me every time I enter it, either because of my profile picture, which is a skull, but it's me though. It's just a filter that I have on. And
Hey,
or
that guy.
He'll say that I'm not. He hold on though. Just one more thing. He gets on me for not using my real name, and he wants me to send my real full name to him just so he could talk to me.
That's not.
We had to talk about that guy for a few minutes. We have to put that guy on the hot seat, so to speak. That cat. Listen here.
Can I say one more thing though? Can I say
brother,
one more thing?
hold on. Let me speak real quick, then I'll let you talk. That guy, he actually teaches that he himself, he is Christ in the flesh. We need to put that guy on the hot seat real quick. Anyway, go ahead and finish your statement, then I'll let mine of God talk.
All right. Yeah, so I've been watching him for about a good 6 months now. His first 2 live streams were about 2 hours, and he was flipping out on me. Something about, I don't know, concave, and something about someone named Stephen and Christ. And he's jealous of him or something. I don't know the full story. There's like it's his own backstory to his channel and everything, and he needs 8,000 followers, and people are not following him. But he slowly started saying he was Christ. I noticed that because I tuned into him a lot, and this dude has a lot of trolls. I don't know who they are, but when I was watching him at first, he never said he was Christ. He just said Christ was a king warrior coming back, but then he started saying he was Christ, and now he fully believes it.
Jeez. What is his
Mighty
job?
God,
Like,
you
what?
got anything to
How does
say?
somebody do that? Like, who pays him to do that? I don't understand.
He reminds me of one of those cult leaders. Like, you know how people talk about religious fundamentalists and they're like
Hey Jay,
mental? Well, that's like the definition of one.
hey Jay, you remember Quasi Luminous?
Yeah, I know who Quasi Luminous is. I will not talk about him.
Uh,
But yeah, I know who Quasi Luminous is. Blood Over Intent. I looked into that. I don't know the full story or anything like that, but God is in the center of the earth, and you gotta do some kind of blood stuff. Yeah, I know who
Yeah,
he
yeah.
is. I heard about him, and then some dude named Mark or some whatever his name is. Yeah, I was in another community where they talked about this guy a lot, and I looked into him, but
It doesn't surprise
I
me that they. It doesn't
yeah.
surprise me that they say that because the world is inverted. So if the Most High is up, then there's a lot of people who are going to say no, he's actually down. So
Well,
Oh yeah. Let me jump in
that's
real
not
quick.
what they teach, though.
Let me just jump in real quick. I wanted to say a
Go ahead.
couple things. Let's see. Yeah, that guy, Concave Earth Christians, which watch, he's gonna do 1,000
Sam.
videos on us because we mentioned him. But yeah, he got on me and said, give me your real life name. And what he's gonna do
Yeah,
with that is he's gonna
yeah.
take that and look you up on all your social media. And then again, what he says is, well, if you don't give me that, then see you gotta be some type of like sellout. You're trying to hide something because you're not, giving us, all your information. So anyway, I'll let you guys go ahead and respond, and then we got, Luke back in the chat, so we'll
Can
continue
I
the
say one more
conversation.
thing when you're done?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. It's about him. His name's Sam, I think, or Samuel, or something like that. But you should bring him on here. That'd be a great discussion.
no, dude, that's a waste of time, man. No, it's not.
No,
No, it's not a
it's
great discussion. That's
I
a
mean,
horrible.
not for like educational wise, more of like entertainment.
hey, we should bring
Yeah,
Quasi
yeah,
Luminous on.
The
yeah.
We
problem
should
Hey,
bring
look,
Yoda.
man,
Quasi Luminous
I
on.
would bring him on. I'd bring him on for entertainment, just to put him on the hot seat to make a damn fool out of himself. That'd be pretty
So
entertaining.
so yeah, Jay, after you do the blood thing, Quasi Luminous says he's going to take his 144,000 to the center of the flat Earth,
Yeah,
and they're going to drink from the fountain of youth.
yeah, and receive everlasting life. Yeah, I know what he says.
Yeah.
ETT, I got a bone to pick with you about the 144, man. You disappointed
Yeah, go
me.
ahead, shoot.
Well, you said that you don't think that that's an actual. You think there might be some of them not in the body, or whatever. I don't know where you got that teaching from. Did that change over time, or like you don't believe that there's actually 144,000 men in a body
Well,
saved in the last days?
well, okay. Well, let me answer that. The way that I answer that is the scriptures speak about what? Be faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So when Christ returns, some of the elect men are going to lose their lives during the great tribulation. But when Christ returns, they're going to be brought back up, and right, they're going to be resurrected, and they're going to be given their crowns of life, just as we read, which is what? That salvation, right? When that salvation comes, the spirit is going to be resurrected, and they're going to be given their crown of life. But some of the elect men are going to be persecuted and killed during the great tribulation. So I'll let you go ahead and respond, and then I'm going to give it over to Luke to continue the conversation. All right?
Okay, so you believe some of them are not going to experience death, and some of them are, basically, to summarize.
Yeah. Some of the 144,000 will be alive when Christ returns. Some of them will, but some of them are going to be in the grave as well.
Well, I can refute that, but if you want, we can go to another topic. We can discuss that.
No. I mean, hey, if you want to throw a scripture out on it real quick, then you're cool.
I would go to Revelation 7, where they're sealed, because it's prior to the wrath, that they're sealed, right? So Revelation 7:3 saying, "Hurt not the earth, neither the sea nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads." So they're all going to be sealed prior to the wrath, and so they're all going to know that they're going to be ultimately put on notice that salvation is going to happen soon. So it's all of them. And then they actually, in that verse or in that chapter, they actually number them, 12,000 from each tribe. So
Right. The way I look at that, I'll respond to it real quick. The
Yep.
way I look at that is the way they're sealed is that they get their life granted. That's why the scriptures say, what? Be faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So that's what those men are. Some of those men might receive death on the side, but if they're faithful unto death, when Christ returns, they will receive salvation and everlasting glory. So that is my perspective on that. I'm going to throw it over to our brother Luke, and then we're going to continue the flat Earth conversation that we were having, because I'm enjoying this little dialogue. So right now, the only people to be talking is Luke and the Mind of God, because I just want to hear these brothers, duke it out real quick. Go ahead.
Well, wait, Luke. I don't even know. Are you Luke? I don't think he's a ball earther. He's just kind of like asking questions, or I'm not sure what his position is. But either way, it's cool. But just to state whether you're on one or the other, or you're unsure.
I'm actually in the middle when it comes to ball earth and flat earth.
Okay,
You
fair
have
enough.
pretty good points, but I've learned in a lot of science and documentaries, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's good to question both sides. Evaluate both. It's not good. The truth is the truth. The shape is not changing. So, I would go down both vigorously. I think you'll find that, at least I would say, End Times Teacher and I have that. There's nothing in the ball actually. But shoot your shot.
Yes. No, yes, as I was saying. I'll turn on my camera. I'm actually walking in a park. Does it look flat to you?
Yeah.
Does that look flat? Does this look flat to you? This is Australia.
Well, of course, there's going to be, the little trees and the buildings there. So, we're not counting those in when we say the Earth is flat.
Luke, do you really think you're
Kangaroos?
upside down to us? You're in Australia, right? Do you really think you're walking upside down, or do you think we're just way over on the other side?
But yet again, these cameras, right?
You're pointing at us right now. Actually, I can see. TT
Yeah,
in
I'm
the
pointing at you.
I can
As you can
see
see,
TT back
see the plane.
there.
Hey, brother, you're breaking up a little bit.
Yeah. I know the internet's pretty. It's rubbish here.
You know how easily that would
can
be for NASA to prove that too. Like, you just go and just film somebody upside down, and then zoom in on a plane upside down or a person upside down. It would be
Hey guys, doesn't NASA mean deceiver in some other language?
Yes. Yeah.
Hebrew.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it also stands for never a straight answer.
Yeah. Exactly.
NASA, never a straight answer.
The Hebrew word is
That's
Nasha, apparently. NASH.
Hey guys, let's talk about this for a second. Let's talk about NASA. Luke, what are your faults regarding NASA?
My thoughts regarding it. First of all, it's government. It's US government owned. Number one. Number two, they could be. They say a lot of stuff, right, about space explorations, and then you got Jeff Bezos and you got Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and they're going to launch a rocket to the moon using their Bitcoin. So.
Yeah, there's too much background noise, man. Who is that?
Yeah. Hey, brother, Luke, is there any way you could get away from all that background noise, man? Because that's very distracting towards us.
Yeah. Actually, I'll mute it for a sec.
Hey, man. Hey, look, man. If you need to take maybe 20 minutes to walk to another area, then that's cool. If you want to drop out and if you want to stay on here, man, and just go on mute for a couple minutes until you can get to an area where not many, people are around, man. Just so the audience doesn't have a headache from it. But hey, man,
guys.
as I said, I'm happy to have you on here with us, man.
Hey,
But
H,
go ahead.
did you read Orange Gorilla 33's newest comment?
Yeah, let me see. Is it the one I just put on the screen?
No, it was the one right before that, talking about the moon landing anniversary.
Yeah, let me put that on the screen. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Mind of God, what do you think about that?
I'm into numerology, man. I don't think there's any coinky dinks out here.
Oh, me too. Me too.
Yeah, none. I believe God is obviously the ultimate mathematician.
Okay,
Even
let's bring up
above
another
Biggie.
subject. Let's bring up another subject.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what GMS is, Great Millstone. What is everybody's beef with GMS?
They're Gnostics.
I think One West is a Masonic lodge. I would say at this point,
Okay.
I know that it was.
My thing with GeoMess is that they say like they have the complete truth or whatever. Which, by the way, like just say I'm not a Gnostic anymore. By the way, just so everybody knows.
Congratulations.
But the so-called Negroes are indeed the biblical Jews. Like there are Jews in other parts of the world, no doubt, without a doubt. But did that narrative in the Bible bring them here as a form of punishment? I would say without a doubt. I say I received that in a few days after watching their videos. So that part they have.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you go to the prophecies, right? What is that? Deuteronomy, what is that? 28th chapter, the 68th verse. I'll bring you into Egypt again with ships. So we know Egypt is referring to America, because if you go to Revelation 11 and 8, you can make that correlation. So we can understand. Oh yeah, well, the curse in Deuteronomy the 28th chapter was talking about the slave trade of 1619. So Rich, you got anything to chime on it?
Yeah, I just want to say, like in general, what is you guys' thoughts on the Jesuit order that he mentioned?
Who mentioned that?
Orange Gorilla.
Oh, Jesuit order. I don't actually know much about that.
Well, like the superior general of the Jesuit order is the guy that's considered the Black Pope, and a lot of Illuminati researchers say, he's the one that controls the White Pope. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think too much about the hierarchies on God's left-hand side. I kind of view them all as kind of the same, but there is obviously, but
yeah.
Right. So
it'd be impossible. It'd be impossible to figure out that food chain. It'd be literally impossible. Like on God's right-hand side, we can, because we can ask people what they believe and stuff, and we have some amount of access. But God's left-hand side, the people that are truly in power, I mean, they're not going to come out in the public and stuff and like, hey, my name's this and all that, like that kind of thing. It's impossible.
Some do.
They might. I wouldn't be surprised, but it's like even the presidents, the people think that they're powerful, but somebody's writing their speeches. That person's powerful, and then who's telling that person to write the speeches, and then up the chain. I don't know how many levels there are above that.
Right. I myself, don't really focus, too much, on those things. I pretty much, try to deal with the skip cheese. Hey, Ridge, now that we got you on here, right, since as I said, we're going over any topic, do you mind if we go over what we were talking about the other day when you dropped off, man, about the whole, eating what you want?
Yeah, man, I don't really have much to say about that except, it's open to interpretation.
Okay, I respect that, but just so I know, just so you can tell the audience, are you teaching, if somebody comes to follow you, are you saying that it is okay to eat, let's say for an example, right, pork or shellfish, lobster? Is that okay to eat today, or do we stay away from those?
I mean, I would say it is okay to eat.
Okay,
Mind of God, you want to say anything, or you good?
Well, I would say you're kind of both right, because we shouldn't teach people to eat it because we're required to teach the law and then do it. But it's not a salvation thing. Without it, it can't be. There's no way food can be a salvation thing, because we don't know what we're eating at any given moment, much less something explicitly pork or mouse, or who the hell would want to eat a mouse anyway? First of all.
Oh, I mean, hey, wait, I got to jump in real quick.
Yeah.
Hey, mind of God, I don't know if you saw this, but what's that cat? G-Man, right? We all know that cat named G-Man.
Yeah.
He was on there saying that you can eat a mouse sandwich.
Is that the guy on Modern Day Debates and all those?
Oh, yeah. I saw that. I saw that they had him, which I know that guy. I talked to him before. But yeah, he was on Modern Day Debates, man. I didn't know you watched Modern Day Debates.
I'm a mod on that, actually. They just left it from a while ago.
Oh, that's cool, man. Hey, you learn something new every day. But anyway, mind of God, I'll throw the mic back to you.
But G-Man, really? Can you pick a more Masonic name? Come, Orange Gorilla 33. Dude, I know that person's just doing it as a joke, but I mean, really? G-Man? Come on, dude. He's horrible, man. He's such a terrible debater, dude. It's awful.
I'll tell you what, man. I'll tell you one guy that it's actually a very good debater. And in fact, I would admit that I would lose in the debate. I would lose in a debate with what's that cat? That guy named Brother Polite. He's
Yeah,
a
I knew you were
very
gonna say that.
intelligent man, even though he doesn't know the scriptures. But I'll say he is a very intelligent man. And in one of his statements, he says, which I take it from him, he says there is a difference between being smart and being intelligent. Right? You can be smart, but you might not be intelligent. Because being smart means that you can repeat what you are told, but being intelligent is being able to prove your beliefs on your own. So I would lose in a debate with that Brother, Polite. And hey, he has everything on this side.
Well, I got
That
a
guy
question
got
for you.
millions of dollars. Go ahead.
HC, I got a question for you. If one of the elect are eating a big, sloppy, disgusting pork sandwich with a big mouse in it, when Christ returns, are they going to be taken away? Yes or no?
I would answer that and say this: that if they're of the elect, they're not going to be doing that. And if they are doing that when Christ returns, then hey, the scriptures say, what is that? Isaiah 66 and 17. But they're not going to be doing that because they know to follow the laws, the statutes, and the commandments. So they're not going to be doing that.
No, but if they are, because we obviously know that the elect are not, they're not described as being sin-free, right? Nowhere.
Right. Well, if they are, then hey, the scriptures say what? The scriptures say Isaiah 66 and 17. But hey, the Lord might decide to have mercy, because is it not true that the Lord told Moses, I will decide to have mercy on whom I will decide to have mercy? That's why when you read in the New Testament, when the woman that was in adultery, when she came to the feet of Christ, the punishment for that was to be stoned to death, but Christ allowed her to go free from it. He told her, what? Go and sin no more. So he decided to show mercy when he did not have to. So to answer it, if the Lord decides to show mercy, he will, but he might also decide not to. So at the end of the day, it's whatever the Most High decides to do.
No, I said
to not.
if it's one of the elect, like it's known that spirit is of the elect.
Right. And I answered that twice. The Lord can't decide to put them to death because they know not to be doing that. So I would argue and say that's a straw man argument, because they're not going to be doing that. However, to answer the question, as I answered 3 times,
people, man, it's like, who is that person, dude? What the hell are you doing? Someone's like burping.
Yeah. Please don't do that on the show. Whoever's doing that.
Oh, that's me. I was in the bathroom. My bad.
Really?
Oh, that's cool. That's cool, man. But just don't mute yourself next time, man. All right.
Oh, I thought I was muted. My bad.
Oh, it's cool, man. Maybe you didn't know. It's all right. But anyway, going back to what we were, talking about. Let's talk about this for a second. When you deal with let's say Leviticus 20 and 13, and we got to deal with the whole thing, because Great Millstone teaches that that we have to obey the laws of the land. That's clearly going on.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
Ridge, you got anything to say on that?
Say that again. I was talking to somebody. That's why I pressed mute. I was talking to people.
He said that GMS teach to obey the laws of the land.
Who said that?
GMS. Hey, who is that has the background noise?
Right now, that would be me.
Oh, okay. We'll let that go. If it gets too bad, you have to put yourself on mute for a moment, man. Where are you at?
I'm at my grandma's house.
Oh, okay. Is there any room you could go into where it's not as loud?
Yeah, let me try.
Okay, thanks, man.
ETT, do they have a video on that? Actually, I want to see that. Do you have one specific video, or is it like all their videos that teach that?
Let me see. If you look up GMS, right, Great Millstone, Romans chapter 13, they've done many videos going over it. And Elder Apostle Gabar said in a video, which might have got, I got to ask you real quick. I want to make a statement, but I just want to ask did you see the video I did about Romans 13? I did it like a week or two ago, a live show coming at Great Millstone. Did you watch that?
I probably just skimmed through it. Some of them I don't. If I see the topic that either I already agree with you or I already disagree with you, I tend to sort of not watch it. But
Okay,
give me
but
the
yeah,
highlight.
listen here. What happened was Elder Apostle Gabar made a statement in his video and said, if the law of the land goes against the Bible, then we don't have to follow it. And he was referring to, of course, Revelation 13, and saying, well, that's a law that we don't follow
Right,
then because that
right.
goes against the scripture. So I asked him a question. And listen here. Remember his statement. He said, if the law of the land goes against the Bible, then we don't have to follow it. So I asked him this. I was very sly with my question. I asked him, Leviticus 20 and 13, it says, thou shalt. Is that a law of God? He agrees it is. It's like, okay. So when the law of the land says that you must allow Rainbow to live free, does
Right.
that law go against the Bible? And they didn't really know. It was like, well, we'll skip over that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a problem, man. I agree.
Yeah, yes. As I said, Great Millstone got 95%
They're cherry
true.
picking. They're cherry picking the
Yeah,
MOTB and then not all the other. And really, the MOTB, the issue with it is actually the Old Testament. Where you can't put a marking in your body. So it's actually rooted in the Old Testament, right? Like the reason why we're not supposed to do that.
Right. Now, mighty God, let me ask you a question. Do you agree that dealing with the laws, do you agree that there's 613 of them, or are there just 10 that we should, at least, try to follow today?
I would say there's probably way more. I don't know who came up with that number, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure I could probably find more than that in the Bible of things that were to do that please God.
Can I add in something to that?
Go ahead.
Okay, so you said the 613, I believe that's the number of the laws.
Yeah.
Number was stated to be the number of laws in the Babylonian Talmud. That's where that comes from.
Dude, there's too much background noise, man. Like it's like the whole thing is like a headache, man.
Is that me or is that?
I don't know.
All right, hold on. Can you hear me now? How does that sound?
Yeah, it's gone. It was like a
okay.
or something.
Oh, it's probably my TV. My bad. I'm playing my Xbox. But you said the 613 laws. I don't know if that's the exact number you said, but I've heard that before and I've seen that. And that number, 600 something laws, comes from the Talmud the Jews have. That's the
Well, I mean,
the number of laws that they have stated to be listed in there.
Well, from what I've heard, that's from the holy text. You can just Google the laws. From what I heard, it's 613. Maybe it's more than that. But from what I heard, that's all right. All right, that's fair enough.
I wouldn't be surprised, and yes, I would say that Christ comes in the volume of the book. So every single one of those, and this is actually a great point that Deacon brought up in the live stream before I joined. Somebody called in and tried to trick them, and they're like, oh, well, it says Christ, says, you have to love your enemies, that the Bible says, love your neighbor, love your friend, but hate thine enemies. And then they were like, wait a minute, where does it say that in the Old Testament? They cut him immediately. It actually does not say that. In the Old Testament, it says to love your enemies. If I think it's something about an animal. If your enemy's ox goes astray, you have to return it. That kind of thing. I can find the verse, but in the Old Testament, all those laws, or Yahushua fulfilled them perfectly. He loved his enemies. So
right, and I believe that's what is that? Matthew the 6th chapter or Matthew the 7th chapter?
Matthew 5.
It speaks about
Matthew 5.
Yeah, it speaks about what? Bless those that curse you, right, and do good to them that do unto you wrong, right, and that's part of why the the multitudes when they follow Christ, his sayings were weird. Like a good one. Matter of fact, my God, can you go to let's go to Luke the 16th chapter. Let's talk about that. I believe you want to start at the 19th verse when it goes into what is it, Lazarus and the rich man? That's a good topic to side away into.
But your point, though, ETT, is I agree with all of them, and there could be 613, which I just Googled, and you're right, but there could be more. And so from beginning to end, I would even go into the Apocrypha because that, to me, it's canon as well. It's amazing. But sorry, Luke 16, what now, 19?
I believe it's 19 when it deals with Lazarus and the rich man, because that's a good topic to speak about. Now, I'll say this. I'm only going to be able to go for maybe 20 more minutes here because I got to sign off in a little bit. But, this is a good topic to start to wrap the show up on.
Yeah, Luke 16:19. There was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen and fared sumptuously every day. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate, full of sores, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. And the rich man also died and was buried. And in hell he lifted up his eyes, being in torments, and seeth Abraham afar off and Lazarus in his bosom.
Right,
I don't know
right
if you want me
now.
to keep going.
No, that sounds.
Well,
Matter
let
of
me
fact,
read this
you
one
know,
too. Let me read this
go
verse.
ahead.
And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me and send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and may cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame.
Now, mind of God, let me ask you a question. I know my interpretation of this, but let me ask you, what is the interpretation of this chapter?
Well, ETT, I don't know. Have you been following my Sequence of the End Time series? I'm close to 100 now, my friend.
I've seen a couple of them here or there. I give them a watch. Yes.
This is literal. So verse 24, this is in verse 44, right? This is when this person is being destroyed in the lake of fire, and he's looking up and seeing Christ returning with his elect in the so-called UFOs, and they're going to be absolutely zapping everybody who have the mark of the beast. And so this person is experiencing the final judgment when Christ returns with his elect. Obviously, Abraham will there. Obviously, Lazarus will be there. So it's very literal. The Bible is very
Okay.
literal.
My standpoint on this is that this is parabolic. Lazarus is us, and the rich man is Esau. So when Christ returns, Esau is going to be put down, and we're going to be brought up. So it's referring to the slavery of the nations, and then Lazarus, which is the poor man, is going to be brought up on high. That's why it says, to the rich man in your life you receive good things, but to Lazarus he received evil things. Right. That's why when you go to, what is that, Psalms the 73rd chapter, it says what? They are not in trouble like other men. Right. So they had good pleasures in their life. And it's funny as well, because when you read it, it mentions this man was in purple and scarlet color. Now, where do we see that? We see that when you go into Mystery Babylon,
Right.
right? So we can make the correlation to say, oh, well, this is talking about Mystery Babylon, right? The people who are in power over Babylon. So that is my interpretation of that chapter, right? And a lot of things that Christ, spoke about, they were just, parables, right? They're not necessarily true stories. They're just stories that are made to give inspiration. And like, I'll give an example. You have stories like the tortoise and the hare, right? That story was made up and told to children, that instead of, hurrying up and trying to speed for your work, to take your time and to diligently go through it, because at the end you'll do better. Right. So a lot of the things that Christ spoke about were not necessarily true stories that actually happened, but are rather metaphors to give a message of, almost all the time, a message of may I say, inspiration on certain topics of discussion. So, mind of God, I'll throw that back to you, then I'll let two-letter J speak.
Well, we intersect on. We know that that's happening on Earth, right? We understand that he's looking up in a body. Whether you believe it's parabolic or whatever, but that quote
Right.
fire is here, right? The lake of fire.
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, that's fine. I mean, sure. I think the most important part that I'll protect there is this notion that we've talked about before about hell, is that this is not talking about him in the afterlife or anything like that. So, he's not experiencing this judgment, quote unquote, out of the body. In hell, he lifted up his eyes. So people think that what? So that he has eyes on his spirit. Really? Are you kidding me? So he's in the body.
Right. Two-letter J, you have anything you want to comment on that?
No, not really. I'm just sitting here listening.
All right, that's cool, man. That's cool. Mind of God, you have anything else you want to sideway into? Oh, we wanted to go over Revelation, the 16th chapter.
Oh yeah. So I was gonna ask you, man. Like, how close do you think we are? You made a prediction. I can't remember if it was this year or last year that this could be the year. What did you name this year? Sorry, by the way, 2021. Was this the year of plagues or the year of hastening the day, or what was that?
Let's see. Let me think back, because I haven't brought that up in quite a while. But I believe, if my memory serves me correct,
Yeah.
I believe I called this the year of plagues or something along those lines.
And I like that, man. And I like that you did that, man. Because those are the plagues. So you never know. We could see them. hot off the press.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, hell, it could happen this year, could happen next year, could happen the year after that. But hey, we're close. I mean,
Yeah.
this it is so close right now. You know, you can see it, man. You can see, you know, as I said, without getting this thing very soon, you're not going to be able to, you know, purchase, you know, anything.
Without a
So
doubt.
that fulfills the prophecy, which is the final thing that has to happen before Yahushai can make his, you know, grand return. Oh, and also, my God, I do want to ask you,
Yeah.
you know, when you get time, can you mirror that video we did talking about the rapture? Because you didn't put that up yet.
No, I can't, dude. Here's my rule, by the way, with that. You can't talk about legal age, and then I will. So no, like if you don't talk about that, then yeah, I can mirror those videos. So just
Well,
here's what we should do. Let's have another discussion where I don't know if I can pull up some of mine and then I could go through it for your audience and then you could try and, you know, refute it and ask questions or whatever. But I don't want that stuff on my channel because first of all, I don't know how YouTube's going to react, and I don't want that.
all right, that's fine. But I mean, hey, well, you're going against the scriptures then, because you're just emotional and don't want to deal with the text. But that's okay. I will respect your
No.
viewpoint on that.
I've said
That's
many times. There's a lot of things in the Bible that are true, right? That let's say, for example, the rainbow people, right? I don't disagree with that. That righteous people should do that in the past and have done that in the past and need to do that now. And then it won't happen in the kingdom, but like, I don't disagree with that, but we can't do it. So like, what's the point? There's no point in talking about it. So that's why.
Okay. So
Yeah.
if that's the case, right? Well, we can't go around killing rainbows. So what's the point of even bringing that up then?
No, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. Like it's like we should do a full live stream on that as well. But then our channels would disappear.
Well, the reason why those things we bring those up, because those are in the scriptures though. So since that's in the scriptures, like say for an example, we don't have to sacrifice animals now because Yahushai was the ultimate sacrifice. So with that being said, well, let's not even read the story in the Old Testament. But it's like, well, wait a second, that's in the text, so that's why we got to read about it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let me see. I had a question I wanted to bring up, but an emblem just went by, so now I forgot. Buddy God, you saw that video I'm making fun of?
Dude, I don't think I've ever seen that, but that was insane, dude. I love YouTube, not just because the videos, man, the comments are freaking lit, dude. Funny as hell when you read the comments on those videos, on every video. But so, okay, fair point. You know, I don't want you to think I don't agree with the mechanics of or even the way that you debate that other topic. But if we are going to talk about the rapture, why don't we do an actual thing where that's the focus, you know, and then, you know, you can do it on my channel or
that's
your
respectable.
channel.
Hey, though, mind God, I'm going to be honest with you, man, which I could be wrong on this. I'm just giving my perspective.
Yeah.
The reason why I think you don't want to re-upload that video is because I rewatched it, and you know what? I saw in that video, man, you got cut, man. You got cut 6 ways to Sunday. So I think that you don't want your viewers to see that because you clearly got cut, man. But hey, that's cool. That's cool.
No, my viewers know my view that I believe that Acts 1:10-11 is referring to Revelation 11. So if that's not true, then yes, all my breakdowns are wrong. And well, I wouldn't say all of them because the Mystery Babylon, I think we all agree is what it is. But if that's not true, then everything that I'm doing is incorrect because I'm looking for the wrong sequence throughout the whole Bible. So that's our difference, you know. And then so I can't prove that to you, and you can't prove that it's not true. Just like
right now,
Deacon said that.
You mind if I ask you a question real quick?
Yeah, go for it. Yep.
Now that we're talking about the Old Testament a little bit, do you agree that, because you watched the discussion I had with Sakari, do you agree that in the Old Testament there is a law on how we are to handle if a man rapes a woman? Do you agree that's in the scriptures? Yes or no?
There is, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. You have my respect for that because GMS also teach that. So would you say you do agree with GMS that is in this Bible?
I think the problem I think in general with that topic is what the modern definition of rape is and what that text is referring to. I haven't studied this deep, but I have a feeling there's a big difference.
Right. Do you know about something called bride kidnapping? Have you ever looked into that?
No.
Okay, well that's why, man. As I said, you gotta do more research into it, man. You gotta look into it because if you do the research, just go. Oh, brother, hold on.
Yeah.
Just go on Wikipedia in your free time. Go on Wikipedia
Yeah.
and look up the term bride kidnapping. That still happens today. But that's literally the exact thing that it's talking about in Deuteronomy 28. Right, a man takes a unmarried woman by force and takes her to be his wife. That's the same thing that the Bible was talking about. Again, we're not telling anybody to go around doing that today.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the point is that the text has a law on how that situation was to be handled, back in those times. So I'm gonna end the video in like 10 minutes here because I do gotta get going. But
Yeah.
I just wanted to read a comment real quick. Orange Gorilla 33 said, "They are stuck on the Christ loves everybody BS. Crazy you have churches shutting down, being used as X sites, which
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
and waving pride flags. That is how you know it's the end times."
Wow.
Right, and that's what it is, man. These synagogues, and I've saw them before. Like, say for an example, you have certain churches, man, around Halloween time. What they do is they do this thing called trunk or treat, where kids can come and get candy and dress up on Halloween. May I also mention,
Yeah.
but they
Oh,
just call it something different. Right, so it just shows you, man. These churches, man, y'all got to get out of these churches, man. These churches are damn weak, man. A damn shame. Anyway, mind of God, throw that back to you.
Well, dude, did you see that video I posted where they were talking about, like, Jesus loves abortion or something along those lines? They put the
Yes,
sign
I
up.
saw that.
Yeah, I mean, really, dude, and like the thing saves lives. Are you kidding? So yeah, I mean, that's a good comment. Who left that? That's Orange Gorilla.
Yeah, I have it on the screen right now. Can you see that?
Yeah, that's a good one, man, for sure. Keep that there. If people I think know that the time is close. Me and ETT, we differ on the mechanics, a little bit of the sequence, but we both know that this is this is it. Maybe is the best words to say it.
Right, man. You saw what happened to Rooney McNutt. Did you get to see that video?
I can't watch it. It's too gruesome, man. I'm not.
Hey, man.
ETT,
Hey,
I
look,
gotta
I
tell you
saw
something.
that,
I gotta
man.
tell you something, man.
Go ahead.
Even those videos where people like injure themselves, man, and like fights, I can't watch those because I cringe, man. Like I don't like pain at all, dude.
Yeah, man. I was that way for a while, but then I got into, you have sites out there such as Best Score, and you have this other site. What is it, Hood Site? And then you have Heavy R, which is
Yeah.
a couple. Which, hey, watch at your own. Warning out there. Check it out at your own risk. I'm not telling anyone to do that.
Yeah.
But hey, man, somebody put that Rudy McNutt video, man, on there, and I saw that. I had to watch it a few times. It's like, God damn, man, that guy's head. Hey, look, man, here's how it went. He called his friend on the phone. I believe his girlfriend. She told him she was with someone else because he previously lost his job and his girlfriend broke up with him. So he was down in the press. So what happened was he was on Facebook live streaming for a couple hours. So then what happened was he put the phone down. He was like, "Hey guys, this is it." And then 2 seconds later, his head split like a damn watermelon, man, being shot with a shotgun.
Jeez.
And I'm not even being sarcastic, man. I mean his head split. I mean, damn, that was one of the most gruesome things I've ever seen. What are your thoughts on that?
Wait, did he do that and then upload it after?
No, it was
Kidding.
live
I'm
on
just messing
Facebook.
with you. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Oh my god, dude, that's scary, dude. That's crazy stuff, man.
Yeah, man. It was, and I still, it's actually on YouTube. Somebody put it up in private, so you can't have it, which I have the link to it. But that's only for me to watch.
People that don't talk about that topic either. I think that's like the person that came on last time. Like, again, I'm not advocating that or whatever. It's not. I don't think that's the right option for everybody. But a lot of people are thinking about that because we live in very scary times. Even if the thing wasn't even out. The economy's bad, and like people are running out of money. I posted a video today where a guy who got the thing here in Houston just because he didn't have a job and he was looking for one and he thought it could help him get a job. So, that's the times that we live in. So again, I'm not recommending that, and I would never say that on this channel or my channel or anything like that, but it is a reality. Right. It's a reality for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, we're not going out there saying, guys should be going around doing that. And we're not making fun of the guy because, of course, it's, a sad situation that happened.
Yeah.
But, hey, it just shows you what's going on because, we're coming into, the second Great Depression here.
Yeah, exactly.
You had the 1930s and you saw how bad that was, and you can watch history documentaries on YouTube about that. And even on Netflix, they have a couple of them I saw.
And
But
dude, ETT, you'll agree when this
this is
thing
bad.
comes out. You'll agree when this thing comes undone, it's gonna come undone fast. You know what I mean? Because it's been wound up for a long time, right?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Anyway, let's let two letter J join in real quick, and I'm gonna be wrapping the show up in like 5 minutes.
Cool.
All right. What's up?
Not much, man. Any closing statements you have before I end the show?
No, that's about it. I just got on here to listen. I didn't really get on here to debate or talk about really much. I just like listening to the conversation and then tuning in for certain parts. But I do have a quick question for you. How did
Go
you
ahead.
set up this live stream? Do you use a YouTube stream key or do you let StreamYard
What I
allow
do
access to stream?
is I go on Google and I look up StreamYard, and then what I can do is from StreamYard, it will stream it to my channel. Which as I said, I just watched some videos on how to do it. You can just Google on YouTube how to use StreamYard, and it will give you a tutorial on it. Which again, I'm new to this. I just found this out last
Gotcha.
week. Otherwise, I would have been doing this, a year ago. But hey,
Yeah.
better late than never, I suppose. But yeah, you can stream on your channel. It doesn't matter if you have 5 subscribers, 100 subscribers, 10,000. You can use StreamYard. However, it is limited to 20 hours every month, so you got to be wise. Unless you want to pay money for more hours, but you get 20 hours a month for free, or you can purchase more.
Gotcha. Well, I use another video output, but not for live streaming like Truth Christ videos and stuff. But if you go on the YouTube browser and you go to the video section of it, the Creator Studio, but not on the app itself, the website, and it will show the live area where your live streams would be, and you can set up a live stream. And then they have a YouTube stream key where you can copy and paste it, and you could paste it to different parts of like stream material like StreamYard, but I don't know if StreamYard would allow a stream key from YouTube to be pasted onto
Yeah,
StreamYard.
I'm not sure about that, man. I'm not sure about that. But anyway, man,
Okay,
I
but
thank you for joining us, on here. Mind of God, you have any, last things you want to end the show off with?
No, it's cool, man. We'll discuss again, the rapture and all these different important topics because we're living in those times, so we can get down to the details. But I appreciate it. Enjoyed the combo, man. Peace.
Yeah, absolutely. But
can I
anyway,
say one
guys,
more thing?
I'm gonna. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, my bad. Well, if you do figure it out, man, I don't know if it would work, but I do have a larger YouTube channel. If you want to live stream on that at any
Oh
way you
yeah,
can,
that's
if I give you
cool.
my stream key, I'm trying to help out in any way I can. I don't know really what to do because when I shout out people, I mean, they don't really go subscribe. You know what I mean? So if you figure
Yeah.
out that way, to live stream like that, just let me know and I'll give you my stream key. You can live stream from my YouTube channel.
Yeah, that sounds cool, man. I thank you very much.
No problem.
All right. Well, anyway, man, thanks for joining me, and we'll have you again. All right.
All right, cool, man. Peace out.
Okay. See you around. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that discussion there. We just, we just had a little bit fun tonight. This was supposed to be, you were supposed to do a debate tonight with our friend Good Servant, but he, couldn't do it tonight. So hey, we just had a little bit of fun and went back and forth. This was a great conversation. And of course my good old friend Luke Matt, did a surprise jump in. Well, I haven't talked to that brother in almost a year, because he's, I tried to call him, but since he's in another state, it's hard for us to contact each other, for lack of better words. But yeah, I thank everybody for joining in. I am gonna say this though. If you're watching after the show, I want you to put hashtag orange in the comment section, right? Like an orange, right? An orange that you eat. All right. Put hashtag orange in the comment section down below if you have watched the entire stream after the video has been uploaded to YouTube. Well, after it was live, for lack of better words. But yeah, that's going to be the show for tonight. Thank everyone for, tuning in. It was a great conversation. You know, mind of God, you know, hey man, if you want, you know, you can you know, re-upload this to your page so more people can hear, right? Because you have a bigger platform than I myself. So that'd always be helpful if you decide to do so. But yeah, you know, with that being said, I'm gonna say shalom.